Well, I'm not touching anything because
There you go.
I can't be responsible for anything.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Easy. It was an easy answer. Do you want to talk about food? Yes, I do.
How are you, man?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good? Everyone's safe?
Yeah, we're all doing all right.
Love it.
Everything's good. How about you?
Same old. Still playing FIFA every day, eating food.
Yeah. How are things up north?
Good. Chill. I don't go out a lot, to be honest, but when I do, I just keep it safe, get the food, come back, play
Yeah.
fun, you know.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Rad.
That's
well,
cool.
Thank you for coming on. I know Dave explained the show to you, and you know us well enough to know that we also very much enjoy food.
Yeah.
So we like talking to our friends and kind of figuring out various places all over the world and also more local. And since you are Canadian, we figured...
I don't know about Canadian, but...
Well, I mean...
Canada.
Yeah, I guess that wasn't like the best...
Yeah. I'm definitely here, but I don't know if I've been accepted. I don't know.
You've been accepted into Canada more than we have.
Yeah, almost. I don't know. Almost haven't made it a few times, but yeah.
But we figured we should probably talk about Canada.
Yeah, I'll talk about Canada. It's been good to me. The food's good. The people are nice. People are nice, but they're a little unnervingly nice. You know what I mean? Where you're like, New Jersey, you know, like someone says something, you're like, all right, if this guy says he likes me, he likes me. And if he doesn't, he's going to say it. Here, everybody kind of like, maybe like a California, Dave, I don't know.
Yeah.
Everybody,
you're not sure.
Yeah.
That was kind of a loaded I like you.
What?
That was a loaded I like you, you know? You're not sure?
Oh, yeah, I thought you said me. I like you.
No.
I thought you saying, are we friends? Let's work it out right here. I'm ready.
Yeah, they say sorry a lot, but it's like very endearing as well.
But it's like, sorry? You're like, I don't know. I feel like they get that from the English though, but I could be wrong. They like to hold the doors open and do that as well, but I don't know. I don't want to say too because I'm stuck here right now. I can't even get out if I wanted to.
Manners.
Yeah. I like manners, but unless it's not real, you know what I mean? And then I'd rather just be like, if someone don't like me, then just tell me.
That's a very California thing, I've gathered.
But everyone's happy, and you know what? Everyone's good looking in California, so it adds a different level of, not that there's not good looking people here, but everyone's good looking in California. So you're just like, they're smiling at me, like, cool, this is cool. I don't know. I love it, California.
We're all very good looking.
Come on, Dave.
What have you been eating in Toronto right now?
I'll tell you right now, I leave the house. Well, not so much now, but like at the beginning of all this business, I'm only leaving the house once a week, really, other than like walking the dog or whatever. And I hit up, you guys know Sneaky D's here?
Oh, like yes.
Yeah.
This was actually on my list of places that I had acquired.
That's what I love. The people. I love all the people that work there. I love the food, the vibes, everything. And it was like my a weekly mission on a Wednesday. We call it Walk Wednesday, where we just kind of walk a bit further, go Sneaky D's and pick up food, and then bring it back. But the last Walk Wednesday was the first time we ate on the patio, which was pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is Chris there?
He has. I haven't seen him there, but I have seen him there, obviously, but he hasn't been there since I've been there, like going on since this business started. But
okay.
Yeah. So
every time I've been there, Chris Cresswell is there.
Yeah.
Every single time.
He's the man there, definitely. Talking about handsome people that should be living in California. There's one right there who's a genuinely nice person. Yeah. I love, that's been my, honestly, like, there, all I've been eating is that's not at home. And then we go to this pizza spot, Big Trouble Pizza. Oh my God. Amazing pizza. It's like Well, I would, you guys live in a place where there's good pizza and whatever. I'm from England. There's not good pizza anywhere. It's terrible. Food's
So would you say this is good Canadian pizza?
No, that's what I was going to say, because the way it was sold to me, a good friend of mine here, he said, I just had the best pizza I've ever had in my life. And I was like, nah, not in Toronto. I just moved from New Jersey. I got Vic's Pizza on my doorstep. I'm like, I'm just not having it. And he goes, you got to try it. It's different. Look, I don't know what is different about it. It's like the dough that they use or whatever. Super tasty, but yeah, ended up going there. They're crazy football fans as well. So I got friendly with them, and I go there, honestly, as often as I can to get this pizza. Awesome.
Is it like a thinner New York style, or is it like an in-between brick oven? It's
almost like, I don't even know how you pronounce it. What's the focaccia?
Focaccia? Yeah, like that. It's thicker.
Yeah, it's like that.
Ooh.
But they have like 5 pizzas there. That's all they do. But they have like, I always get pepperoni. They'll do like different flavors now and again. They'll do like curry flavor or like something weird. But then they have this pizza that they called butter. It's called butter jam, which is like jam on toast but pizza. It's like a dessert pizza.
Dessert pizza.
Dave,
that sounds awesome.
It is great. I actually was going to try and pick one up today, but they're closed today. I forgot that it's Monday. So, yeah, because you got to see it. It's just crazy. But, yeah, you just got to try it. If you're in Toronto, next time you're in Toronto, you got to try that pizza. Nicest people in there. Good. It's just a good time. But they're my 2 spots, honestly, since it's all kicked off. I'm just trying to eat at home. And I'm watching a lot of cooking programs on TV. And
what are you watching?
Honestly, I'll watch anything where anyone's cooking food and then eat the most basic food. But like, I love Jamie Oliver. I love like anything, honestly. Except for you seen that new show?
Which one?
It's like
on Netflix or like cable?
It's on Netflix. And it's like Anthony Bourdain vibe, but it's like a guy who is he is, I don't know what show he's from. He like produced some show or something, and I was pretty excited to watch it, and then it didn't do it for me, honestly.
Have you seen Ugly Delicious?
No, I haven't seen it, but I heard about it.
That's the one, especially from a touring perspective. You Dave, I don't know if you've seen it. You've got to watch it. They basically just pick apart, like one episode will be tacos, and they'll go to like a traditional Mexican restaurant, and then they'll go to Taco Bell, and then they'll go to like some fusion restaurant, and they'll all these big food people will sit and dissect what makes like the food good. And it, like if it's tacos, they have one on like barbecue chicken, they have one on dumplings, they have one on we're not allowed to watch cooking shows before dinner because Joe gets hungry, or after dinner because then Joe gets hungry again. So I can only watch cooking shows when he's not watching with me. Because if it's one thing quarantine has done to our house, it's made food not necessarily sparse, but like we get our groceries and then we don't go out again until the following week. So try not to eat all of the food in one day. It's pretty much what it is.
Don't invite me.
It's tough not to snack though.
It's so, especially when all of us said we're not snackers, but now we are.
Yeah.
Because we go to the store once.
Yeah.
I was born snacking. I was born for this basically. I just hoard food and I just eat it all while I watch people cooking food because I can't cook for myself. I love it.
So what is your order at Sneaky D's?
Chicken wings, and then it's funny, we get chicken wings or sometimes we get the nachos, but we order these things there that are avocado spring rolls, but we call them like our friends that own the restaurant, his parents, they bring them in to make these things. So we call them the tears of his in-laws. So we call them tears, but it doesn't make any sense. But when we order them, we'll be like, oh, and get an order of tears, and no one knows what the fuck we're talking about, but you got to try these things. They're super delicious.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I'll eat anything. I'm like, if I'm at the right spot and like I like the people, whatever, I'll just whatever's coming to the table, I'm gonna eat it. Dave knows.
I love the nachos. The nachos there are really, really, really good.
Amazing. It's just everything is good. The vibe there is good, and it just makes the food taste better. It's like anything really. If the vibe is good, then everything is good.
Yeah. Do you ever go to Smokes? I know it's a chain, and it's kind of probably most people in Toronto and everywhere else up there probably think it's jive, but Smokes poutine is like my favorite when I go up there.
I'll eat Smokes every time if I go to watch hockey, like ice hockey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I always eat Smokes every single game without fail.
Yeah, it's good because it's such I mean, the menu is ridiculous. It's so big. So it's pretty much anything you want on poutine.
I go
like what?
Anything. There's all kinds of meats. Think of like any kind of meat sandwich and then put it on poutine. Or I'm pretty sure they do like some kind of veggie style ones too. I've obviously never had them. I always do
like an actual sandwich on top of poutine, or is it like
no, just like the insides of the sandwich.
That kind of sounds like a garbage plate. Have you guys ever had a garbage plate?
I think it is like a garbage plate.
Wait, do you know, Ian?
No. I've heard of it.
Okay, so I guess it originated in Rochester, New York. I'm from upstate New York, and it was like always, if we were headed out towards that area, you have to go and get, I think the name of the OG one is Nick Tahoe's, and it's basically like, it's kind of like going to like the Seinfeld, like you have to know how to order this thing, and it's all in like code words, but it's like French fries on the bottom with onions and hamburgers and ketchup and hot dogs and sweet potato fries, and it's a to-go container that's 10 pounds of just food on top of it itself.
Let's go.
And they do various versions of it, but that's kind of what that, like, because essentially what poutine is just combining 3 things and then putting meat on top of it just seems kind of garbage plate-esque. But then we do it the real American way, where we make it absolutely horrendous and hideous, because that's what we do. We have to overdo.
The one I really liked was, and it was so simple, it was like Franks and Beans, and it was just Franks and Beans poutine. So just chopped up hot dogs, beans, and poutine, and it was awesome.
Honestly, I've always got the classic, just regular poutine. I never even looked at the menu, honestly. Like, I don't even know. I know they do like pulled pork, people are into. Where did Dave go?
Oh no, there he is.
There I am. Dude, I'm having lots of technical issues today.
Is this on the new computer too?
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. That's not cool.
You should never have bought a new computer.
Apple, if you're listening.
Oh, they're listening. They're listening. We know they're listening.
So you're a classic poutine kind of guy.
Classic, always. I just like, honestly, I don't get too crazy with the menu. The only time I'll get crazy with the menu is if I go to a restaurant and if someone's like, this is my spot, I'm ordering. And I'll just be like, cool. I'm not that picky. I'm not that much of a picky eater. I just like to eat. But like, if I'm ordering for myself, I don't normally, like if I do a Sneaky D's, I always get the same thing, or, you know, Big Trouble Pizza, same thing every time. Especially if I can make it a little custom, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'll do it anytime. Wait, you had Hammer on this show, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah. You're talking about guys that order. If I go to eat with him.
Well, he came to Philadelphia recently, and we had dinner with Hammer, and
it's an event.
It's an event. It was fantastic. But it's truly like, And that's one of the reasons why I was excited to have him on the show, because talk about someone like, we not only like to talk about like where you eat, but like also what's the good food at that spot, you know? And he's the kind of guy that's tried literally everything on the menu.
Yeah, he's tried everything on the menu, and he's tried everything in like a 5-mile radius. So when you're driving to the spot, he's like, how do you feel about eating the best hot dog you've ever had in your life? I'm like, yes. And you just do a quick dive into a spot to get a snack on the way. Every time I see that guy, it's like, I'm like Christmas Day full, and I don't want to eat for 3 days. And I eat a lot of food.
Yeah, he got into town one night, and I think we picked him up at like 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night to start the cheesesteak expedition.
Yeah.
And then the next day he had picked the restaurant, and yeah, it's wonderful to eat with that man. He is a very, and I consider myself a fairly like adventurous eater, but I don't usually order one of everything on the menu.
Yeah.
So it's a fun time.
And he gets excited to share it with people. He's not like, order what you want. Like this thing's pretty cool. He'll be like, I've actually been at a restaurant where he's ordered every single dessert because he couldn't pick which one. And he's like, we got to eat it all. And then he asked the girl, bring them over, which one she liked the best. And she was like, I've never tried any of them. I just haven't tried them. So he saved a piece of every dessert and was like, he's like, I promise you this is legit. He's like, this is a bowl for you. Like, don't show your bosses or whatever. But
That's
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah. It's a cool. He should have a show. Definitely have a show where he just rolls around eating mad food and talking to people. I think.
Truly. We've talked, like when we finished recording, we were like, so you're gonna come back, right?
Yeah.
Talk to us more. And he picked cool cities too, because it was like Edmonton and
Portland.
And Portland, Maine. Yeah.
Oh, honestly, like I would trust him anywhere in the States. I doubt there is somewhere in the States that you could say, where do I've been on tour and I've had a day off and he's known where I'm on my day off and I just get a text message. He'll say something like, I'm not asking you to go here. I'm telling you that you need to go to this place and you need to ask this specific things and all this stuff is going to happen. And you just like, as soon as I get a text message like that from someone, I got a few friends like him, but he's definitely like, it's got to be top of the list. If you get a message, you're in wherever. All right, this is where we're going for dinner. And we've got to ask for this and say secret keywords or whatever the magic words is that he uses, but I don't know.
It's awesome. That's what we're trying to do too, is make a list so that whenever anybody knows if they're visiting a specific place, got to check these places out. Yeah.
It's hard though with especially somewhere like Toronto where things change so quickly. It seems like things pop up and then next thing they've gone. But like a Sneaky D's where it's like so established that like, who knows with all this business going on now, who's going to be all right. But I think I'm ordering enough food for them to keep the doors open right now.
Yeah, when I knew we were talking about Toronto, I actually looked up like a few places and some of them I couldn't find. And I was like, but that also is kind of like to be, it happens in bigger cities.
That city, this city, it's not like somewhere, like when you go to a city and you kind of get a flow of like where people are going to, or this is where you should be. Toronto is real hard to gauge like that, where you could walk past the coolest street in the whole city and you would have no idea it's there. I've done it like so many times. I'm like, what's down there? And then you go down. Why did no one tell me about this area or that area? It's so easy just to get sucked along Queen Street or King Street, and you have to work real hard to like find any kind of spots in the city. And then when everyone's like, oh, it's the best place in town, you're like, why didn't you fucking tell me, dick?
Yeah. No, yeah, that's seriously, same note. It's like that city, you could be staying in one part of town and then stay in the other part of town. And that's like, in most cities you go back to and you kind of have your bearings of where you go and where you're going to be.
Yeah.
And that city it's kind of rare like that to be there and not really know exactly where you're at.
Yeah. And
And
there's
you're like,
not,
oh wait,
if someone comes to visit, there's not really isn't anything, you know, if I have family come to visit or anything and you're taking them round to see the city, like you see the light up sign where it says Toronto, you see the tower, maybe like, this is where they play baseball, this is where the Leafs play, and then you're kind of like just looking at the same building over and over. It's a tough one to kind of, it's not like taking someone around, you know, LA or Philadelphia, New York or London or something where you kind of everything changes. Here it's kind of, you don't know where you are half the time, but yeah, it's a weird place.
That's true. I feel like I have like some spots when I'm in Toronto, but then every time I end up at a different venue, I usually end up only going like within a 5-block radius and trying something new.
Yeah. We would always come here and play at the Opera House like so many times. And that's all I knew about Toronto, honestly, because the few times I've come over to the States, I would never be able to get into Canada. So I'd have to kind of just chill and hang back for a minute. But yeah, and then coming into Canada and going to Toronto, I would go, say, to that venue when now there's some more stuff there, but at that time you go out and you'd be like, this is Toronto. It's like, this is rubbish. You know what I mean? I would just walk to the Starbucks and I would just go to the bridge, hit the Starbucks, walk back to the venue, and I wouldn't leave the venue all day. I just didn't want to, but now I've ended up, I live here, so I got to be a bit more adventurous, but yeah, definitely. It's definitely, I'm not selling it too hard, but it's definitely cool. But it's a hard. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's like a secret society somewhere that I've got to join to kind of get in with some people. But I don't know. I'll keep hitting these until I find it.
Tough to find the actual like identity of Toronto.
Yeah,
because it is so mixed with the U.S. and Canada that it's like it has a mixture of both.
Yeah.
Since it is so close, and I think it would be interesting to hear from somebody who's been in Toronto their whole life to just kind of tell you like the identity of the city.
Yeah.
To get an idea of like what we're missing when we're there, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You got to be real careful. I mean, I was just about to say you got to be real careful about who you say it to, and I just said it to the entire world. Like, if around here people are real proud of being from the city, like, and they're really like they're like, there's Toronto people, and then I feel like it's kind of like France vibes, where it's like Paris, and then there's France, where you're in Paris. It's kind of a little different. Like the rules are a little different. But if you go to like anywhere on the East Coast, the second you get off the plane, everyone's like, come into my place. This is where the food is. Like, this is the best spot in town. Or what are you after? My friend's over here. He's going to send you over to this place or that place. And Toronto, it just is not like that for some reason.
That's why I bring it up too. That's why it's more like I want to be educated about it rather than like talking shit about it. It's more like, tell me what it is. I want to know what it is. So when I am there, I can experience it at in its fullest, you know?
Yeah, I've asked many times, and that's when you kind of just get the thing of like, Toronto's so cool. Everybody loves it. Everyone that lives here loves it. But then you ask like, what do you like? What angle am I coming in at? You know, like so I can kind of change up my vibe to be whatever the thing is. But yeah, it's a tough one because no one really seems to tell you. They just tell you that they'll never leave this city. They're going to live here to the day they die, and they work so hard to get to this city. And then this is where they're at. But I don't know. Maybe I'll go the other way.
Yeah. Well, with that, since you're not from Toronto, let's move across the pond to where you're from originally, and let's talk about the UK and stuff. Stuff over there.
Yeah, I would. If you go into UK, you got to go to my mum's house. That's where people are going to tell you all sorts of things, and you know, you've been to England enough times where you know the food situation there, which is a lot better now. But if you want to have good food, whenever I go back now, that's where I'm at. I'm going to visit family and doing that stuff, and I'm lucky that I come from a family where there's good cooks like all across the board. So yeah, I've taken a few people over there to my mom's house.
What's the meal at your mom's house?
Like
the meal.
Like roast dinner. Like Sunday roast dinner, everything. Masses of food. You're just eating all day long. And she just loves to do it. So, or maybe she doesn't, but I just thought there's just no option for it. But yeah, that's the go-to. I always have like a go-to kind of, whenever I get home, I always get takeout. The second I get back, I always get curry. And normally it'll be like, if it's after a tour or if we're just going back for a visit or whatever. But my first thing, I'm always straight to we have a particular curry spot that we go to, and I always order the same thing. And then that's UK food, top of the list, curry, definitely. That's what I don't know if you guys messed around too much with.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I tread lightly because of the nature of my being over there, is because I'm touring and I'm in a bus. So
I'm with it. That's
trying to take it easy on my stomach, because you guys don't fuck around with spice either.
Yeah. Well, the food, I always get the same dish, and it's not really that spicy, but it's rich, and I'm with you on the tour thing. I don't like to get too adventurous or too crazy. But Dave, you go all the way. I know this.
Yeah, I mean, I can time it all right, if that makes sense, since this is what we're talking about. I know.
If you haven't been on tour, then there's a whole level of touring. Everyone's like, oh, it's just doing this and drinking beers all night and playing rock shows and this, that, and the other. And then when it comes down to it, everything's a matter of timing and where's my next meal coming from, and real deal things. Like, you're basically homeless but just rolling around.
Yeah, if I'm gonna eat spicy curry, I definitely time the digestive aspect of it all, so that I know, okay, I'll be fine. It's, I won't wake up in the middle of the night on the bus hurting.
What if you're not fine? That's what, in my brain, that's what I'm always, I don't know. That's where I always I wait till the tour's done and I get home to my mom's house.
If you're not fine, you're the reason the bus stops at 4:30 in the morning at services.
Yeah. Can't be having that. That's what we always say. No one ever died from cheese pizza. So we always get we eat a lot of pizza, and which is a shocking amount to some people that would come on tour, but that's always the theory behind that, is that you can't be messing with, let's try out this sushi spot that no one's ever been to. Nah, I'm eating cheese pizza, I'm done.
I have a question. Does your mom make mushy peas?
She doesn't, but I would get mushy peas if I go fish and chips.
Okay. So I always wonder too, if like the stereotypical foods that like we seek out when we go over there, because they're more prevalent and they're also just better than what we do in the United States. But I always wondered if mushy peas were kind of like this weird thing that are just also kind of I don't know, not entirely, and I guess it is like a very UK thing, but I didn't know if it was something that like is in a house, like you guys cook it at home.
No. Not in growing up in the house I grew up in. It's not a thing, but it definitely would be something that was brought into the house. Like,
gotcha. Okay.
It's like it definitely, but it's like an acquired. I don't know if it's an acquired taste, but
is it the Brussels sprouts of the United States?
Wow, Brussels sprouts is a tough one because my mom makes amazing Brussels sprouts. I won't mess with Brussels sprouts. There's not too many places I will eat Brussels sprouts unless they're cooked in the right way. But yeah, she does amazing Brussels sprouts. And if they were the worst Brussels sprouts in the world, I would never say it because she'll watch this. She's gonna grill me for not shaving. She's gonna grill me for swearing and all that business. And then if I said, yeah, my mum's Brussels sprouts not good, that would be it. Be the end of my life, probably.
All right, so good Brussels sprouts, but no mushy peas. I got it. That's great.
But you can get good mushy peas or mushy. I never had bad mushy peas, but if you just didn't like it, I think they're great. But if you just did, it's such a weird thing.
It's such a weird thing. It's so good though.
Amazing, but yeah,
I've had them with mashed potatoes, and so you kind of have them both together, so it kind of masks a little bit of the mushy pea taste.
Why do you want to mask it? It's so good. We actually just have a place in Philly that makes them.
Yeah,
makes mushy peas.
You have a place in Philly that does mushy peas
and meat pies and everything. They have Tim Tams and all of they've got Heinz beans and everything. Very, very exciting.
Nice. I can't cook for anything. So if I'm left on devices, like beans on toast, that's it.
That blue can of beans, yeah.
I'll eat it every single day, maybe with some eggs or something, and that's about it. But then I'll watch Jamie Oliver cooking the craziest meal while I just heat up the beans, and then I feel like I've done a good day's work.
Didn't you say his dad has a restaurant? Did you send me something?
Yeah.
Over there?
It's called the Cricketers, and it's kind of close to where my family lives now, but in like Essex. But his dad has a pub there. If you ever get to go, it's a real rural location, and it looked
like a cottage. From what I looked online, yeah.
It's just like an old farmhouse or something, and the ceiling in there is probably about 4 foot tall. You got to kind of crawl through to get in there, but the food,
I'd be fine.
Mind blowing. Oh yeah, you'd be fine.
Dave walks in proudly.
Not me. Every time
walk on my tiptoes.
I can show everybody at home how stupid you look with a long roof. Yeah, you'd be all right. You can go there, and then you can kind of get an idea of, like, I'm sure, I don't know, but in my mind, I'm assuming that he grew up going to that place and learning to cook or whatever. But the food there is amazing. That's one of the places where you could order literally anything off the menu. And every time I go there, I'll order something different. But
what's the spot called again?
It's called the Cricketers.
Cool.
Cricket.
Yeah.
Like original baseball.
Ugh. Oh man.
Yeah, that's definitely the kind of spot I will go right before I leave. As soon as I get home, I go straight to the curry, straight to the takeout. The takeout spot that we go to is not even a restaurant. It's like in like a train. It's not even a train station. It's like a train stop at a village where there's like a hut where they would have, I guess, taken your ticket or sold tickets or something. And they just cook curries out there. So you can't, maybe there's like seating for 4 people to wait to pick up, but you wouldn't even know it was there. Like you could be across the street and you'd have no idea this spot is there. And it just has the most mind-blowing chicken tikka masala. I've tried chicken tikka masala all across the UK and nowhere is as good as this spot. I'll tell you right now.
Oh, that sounds so good right now.
That's awesome. What's the name of it? Or are you not going to give it away?
It's called the Spice Hut.
The Spice Hut.
Yeah, and it's if we want to tie it back to music, it's in a village where it's right by, like Neve, like consoles, like recording consoles, where they built the old school Neve consoles. It's like just up the street it's like in a connected village, but it's pretty much the same place. But
wow.
Yeah, it's a cool little area, but nothing really goes on there much. But once you found the Spice Hut, you don't need to know that.
It's the only thing you need to know.
Yeah, you go to my mom's house, you go to the Spice Hut, go to the Cricketers. Yeah, that's about it. But Nando's, if we're talking UK, we cannot talk about the UK food without Nando's. What do you guys know about the Nando's?
Well, we know a lot about Nando's.
Yeah.
We talked to Brian about Nando's too. So.
Oh, we talked to Brian on here.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was like flicking through and I saw Hammer's beautiful face on there. I didn't even know who else you have. You have Brian's been on here. What did he say? He said, "Me and Brian have had a lot of Nando's together."
Yeah, we talked about all the fried chicken we ate in New Orleans too.
Oh,
We covered chicken pretty thoroughly with Brian.
Yeah.
Brian, he loves chicken. Yeah, that's for sure. There's some things here, but it's like if things aren't happening and you want to make that guy happy, there's a couple of things like an ice cold Coke and fried chicken, and everything's gonna be all right. If you know what I mean. Yeah.
So then, real quick, what's your Nando's order?
I always go chicken burger, double chicken burger with cheese, medium spice, peri peri on the fries, and yeah, that's it. That's all you need.
Everybody's order is so different. It's
We
so
all have different orders.
We have Nando's here though, right up the street. There's Nando's. Right, I could be there in 2 minutes, but
How does it compare though?
It does compare, but it's like bigger, which I know sounds stupid that it should be better because you guys are American, but it just doesn't equate. I don't know what the difference is, but I'll definitely get it here. I don't get it as much. Like if I'm on tour and I'm in UK, boom, that's my go-to. Like after show food, whatever. If Nando's is the option, I'll eat it every single day. But here, I don't know if it's the same people or like what the deal is, but
yeah. There's one in Baltimore too, and like sometimes when we're in Baltimore, people are like, "Oh my gosh, we've got to go to Nando's because there is one," and I'm like, "No, I think I have to save it for when I'm overseas because it just feels right."
Yeah, I don't know do you guys think that like when you eat the right thing in the right location, maybe it's not as good as other places, but it is better because of the surroundings and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like
Sometimes.
Absolutely.
Sometimes.
I'm trying not to say like
Sometimes.
eyes but like if I'm in California, Mexican food just it doesn't matter what I eat, it just tastes amazing. But like I don't know. Sometimes it's just if you're in the right location, you're just like if I'm at home and I'm eating fish and chips. But if I eat it here, I'm real like is this good or is this legit or what's the I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about New Orleans. Like, I'm just talking. But in my brain, I'm thinking about all the food that we ate in New Orleans. We ate a lot of food.
We'll have to have you back on for like a New Orleans overview. Maybe get you and Brian, and then we can get and then with
double.
you and Dave, you guys have all those stories because I think we're slowly running out of time.
Oh yeah,
Blink in less than a minute, but I'm not sure it's just going to work or not.
Just stop me because I'll sit here all night talking about food. There's many things like, do you want to come on the podcast? I'm like, nah, not really. Like, do you want to talk about food? I'm like, yeah, I really talk about food for as long as you possibly like. I'm here for it.
We're really glad you were able to because it's nice to talk to you and it's nice to see you.
I don't know how helpful I was.
Oh, very much so.
Probably a hit list for Toronto people. Coming like, you didn't even talk about that place.
You just said how much you don't like it here.
I like it. I like it fine, but.
And I called you Canadian, so there's that too.
Yeah, it's kind of. I'm like.
But I meant like you're up there. I mean, anywhere you are right now is where you are because we're all stuck here. So,
yeah.
So we can't do much about it.
Yeah. When's that going to get back to? Well, when it gets back to normal, we'll go over see my mum, and then we'll get her to cook up a roast, and